Okay, the next thing that I want to show you is on the collection for sales and payment for the for payment for purchase. But before we go for that, just want to show you that the input that entry that you do for the sales projection and purchase projection will be recorded in other tables, such as, for example, in cash flow. Okay, you make the sales projection 48, so therefore here they started to put this data here. So from there you see, we want to see that the cash flow started to have positive values. So that's the first thing. Secondly is on the income statement, you will see that the sales will be recorded for the year 1, year 2, and year 3. It's actually based on what you have recorded here. And then for the purchase projection, I think that that also recorded in the cash flow, right? So you see the purchase that made by you just now, 3672, they all recorded on this one, payment of account payable 3672, right? Now, so somehow that uh, your purchase also included in the income statement, the purchase that you made here, right, under the 44069, right, they're also recorded in the balance sheet. So that one under the what we call the the income statement under the purchases, because under income statement we want to show how much do we get and how much we spend, and then later we minus all the expenditure so that we want to see how much profit that we make. All right, so that's how we link between this input with the rest of the tables. All right, now, so the next one I want to show the collection for sale and the payment for sale. What is this table all about? This table actually shows you, let's say I delete this one, right? So imagine that you have a blank table like this. It shows that collection for sales is simply if there is credit sale, maknanya you are berhutang, the collection of amount account receivable can be set into months, meaning that if you made some credit sales, up to 2 months you can collect the money. Okay, maknanya boleh bagi hutang dekat orang, jualan hutang, jual barang tapi secara hutang kan, jual kek secara hutang, you have up to 2 months for them to repay you. Alright, the credit will only affect timing of the cash flow. So if you make some credit here or here, that will affect your cash flow here, right, under the what we call the payment of that we call under the under the marketing, call the payment of account payables. Right now, so it does not affect the revenue or profit. If there is no credit sale, meaning that this one is zero. Let's say you put zero, this one is also zero. Okay, okay, meaning that you make 100% cash sales. Therefore, the graph for account receivable turnover will not appear. Okay, meaning that in account receivable in balance sheet, the account receivable will be blank here, zero, right? But if you put some number here, let's say you put in the first month you make some credit sales. Okay, let's say you put let's say 10% credit sales. Okay, meaning that another 90% is cash. Okay, therefore under account receivable in your balance sheet, that will be valued at 4,800, because this 4,800 account receivable, meaning that in one day you are going to receive some money. Okay, and that money actually come from your sales that you make from the credit, and that 10% from this 48,000 equivalent to 4,800, okay, which is 4,800, right? So depending on how much percent that you want to put, okay, if you want to put 20%, then you will have 20%, so on and so forth. Similarly to the purchase that you make, normally we say that when you buy the raw material that you buy here, right, you can make some credit purchase, rather than credit sales. We're talking about credit purchase. So some of the raw material we buy it on the credit. So also you have 1 or 2 months. if all the purchase of raw material are in cash term, meaning that this one is zero, this one is zero, you put zero, this one is zero, so everything is cash. In that case, the graph on current and quick ratio will not appear. So meaning that if you go to the graph, this graph, current ratio and quick ratio will be zero, nothing, meaning that you don't do some kind of credit purchase. But if you put, let's say, 10%, okay, let's say 10% for the first month, after the first month, meaning that after first month you start to pay your credit purchase, okay, so then the graph will appear, okay, so meaning that you own someone else money, okay, by 10%, okay, another 10% you make cash payment, right? So that's how you do it, okay. So don't worry, it's just on how much you want. If the larger the number that you put here, the lower that the numbers that you have in the current months, similarly to the for the payment for the purchase, it's okay. Now, so I want to show you next on the economic life of fixed asset and depreciation method. Now, every fixed asset they incur what we call depreciation. Depreciation maksudnya susut nilai. Jadi macam we drive a car, normally after 10 years the car gone. Okay, it breaks, it breaks down, so on and so forth. So we are going to replace the, for example, the gearbox, so on and so forth. So that's what we call depreciation. So you have to put there, bear in mind that you have few fixed asset, okay, signboard under the marketing, the admin, you have the land, sorry, you don't have the land, you have office, vehicles, and also under operation you have machine. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So meaning to say you have also 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, now, so you can set any maximum year for the economy life for each of these band, okay. So for example, office and furniture and fitting, normally 5 years is okay. After 5 years they are broken, okay. For the vehicle vans, you can set, for example, let's say you want to 7 years, it's okay, up to you. The life expectancy up to 7 years. Okay, signboard, 5 years, they're gone. Equipment machine, let's say you put 7 years, that's okay. All right, but do not put too low numbers, because it means that the machine are not in good quality. All right. So imagine that you have, let's say, land and building. Let's say you have 100K. Okay. Okay. Not only it appear in the here, okay, land and building 10K, and also in your balance sheet 10K, but you have to remember that once you put that here, the land and building, okay, um, you see that it does not appear here, okay, it does not appear here. So that's why I told you just now, I said to you, do not put the building, because you cannot, do not put the value here. Instead of put here land building here, I think you put here, or after that, after, I mean, after any section after this one, because if you put here, they can calculate the what we call the what we call economic life, right? Okay, for example, you see here, this one is actually H, this one is with these numbers are actually H12, sorry, H11, this value here is positioned at H11. Okay, let's try to see what do we have here. Under office fitting, this one, you see, 5 year, okay, 5 years. Office furniture, that one is G12. So find me the G12. G, this one is G. Okay, find me 12. This one, G12. Okay, so the value 5424. That's why you can put the number here. You can put the number here. 5 years. Okay. This one, vehicles. This one, G13. Okay, go to the G13. G13. Van and vehicles. Now, how about this one? G11. We don't have G11 here. We don't have G11 in here. We don't have G11 in here. Okay? We don't have G11. This one G13. 12. G13. Therefore, that's why I told you just now, it's best for you. If you want to calculate the land building, you remove this one. I mean, you leave this one. You leave it blank. You rewrite that. Land building. You put land building, let's say 1. How much? 100K. Okay. Okay. They will appear